I'm one of those people that believe that multiple stream of income doesn't mean multiple businesses. Now, and that is because I've come to realize that a lot of people, that have a lot of fields that they have not tilled, a lot of fields that they have tilled but they have not plowed, a lot of fields that they have not
You are
planted.
going very deep.
You
Please take it slowly. Let's start. A
know,
lot of people. How are we doing? Welcome to Spotlight ID. So one of the reasons why I wanted to do this was basically because I am very passionate about people living their best lives and doing what exactly it is that they were made to do. We're ready, yes. And do what exactly they were made to do. I believe that we're all designed for a purpose and we're designed to fulfill a purpose in a particular time and season. It may take a while to get into the place of that fulfillment, but you would actually get to the place of actually fulfilling that purpose if you became alerted to the fact that you were designed for something. I always like to say that a chair was made to it was made for others. A chair was made for people to sit on. I'm sitting on the chair right now, and the chair wasn't made for itself. The chair was made for others to sit on. The pen is made for others to write with. The phone is made for others to use it. So something is not made for itself. It is made for others to use. That's the essence of purpose. And the day you discover that your life is relevant for some set of people or the whole world in some way or form, you start your journey to actually being purposeful, basically. So yeah, the essence of this show is actually to make people more aware of the need to be light in the world. So welcome to Spotlight with Ivy. Today our guest will be Boluwatife David. Boluwatife is a high performance coach. Call him Mr. Focus because he's always about being driven and being focused on what it is they're supposed to do and performing to the optimum, whatever tasks that would. Hi, Bolu is here. So let me add him on. Hello, Bolu.
hi,
Hi, how are you?
fine. Is there a black and white filter on Instagram live?
Yes, there is actually. So the
Oh,
spotlight is on you actually, not on me. That's why you're. That's why you're cool. But good to see you. How you doing?
same here. I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Uh,
I'm excited
who
now
is,
that you're
who is
here.
who is Mrs. IBK
I
saying welcome to the focus? Thank you
that's
so much. Thank you so much, Damola. Thank you for
that's
joining.
my Okun.
Ezra. Ibukun, do you remember Ezra?
Ezra. Ezra
The
from Jos.
friend that exactly.
Wow! Ezra, I still have our picture. Hi Ezra, how you doing? Good to see you here on Insta Live. Even though I can't see you, see. Let me see if everybody can catch my face properly.
Is that
So
life?
on Insta Live. So Bolu, how are you? Welcome,
I'm
welcome,
doing
welcome,
very
welcome,
well.
welcome. Bolu is the convener of mind me, I keep forgetting. I just
The
forgot the name of
Focus
the
Life
country.
Summit.
Focus Life Summit, NG. I
Yeah,
apologize. I sincerely apologize.
no problem.
Pearl, is that Ezra? Oh, Pearl Ezra.
Yeah,
Hi Ezra.
that's
Hi. Hello everyone who's here today. So I was in an intro and I was trying to explain one of the reasons why I started this, and it's basically to help people come to the realization that they are light and there's a need for them in the world, especially in this season. There's a lot happening in this season, and one thing that you should be coming to a realization of is the light that you carry within you, so that you can shine this light into the world. So by using other people's stories, I hope that you come to a conclusion of yours as well. And the first story that we'll be having on Spotlight today is Boluwatife David. I also call him I also call him Jukebox because he's
Oh well,
Bolu. Bolu knows all the songs in the world. Just say A
Well,
and he has a song for it.
unfortunately, I don't know how to sing.
Yes, that's just the sad part, but he knows all the songs that you can think of. Saw you in Abuja in December. You saw me in Abuja. Are you serious? And you didn't say hi. Wow. Okay, so let's start with some icebreaker questions on the news. I'll have some very interesting questions for you.
Okay, good.
So, what is your most used emoji?
My most used.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the emoji
Hi,
kind of guy.
baby. So you don't use
Uh,
emojis.
but maybe smile.
A smile.
Yeah,
No, the one without the teeth or the one with the teeth?
the one without.
Without. Oh, okay.
Then there's this one that has one. There's this one that has something on the eye with one rope like this. I don't know what they call that one.
It's not rope, it's tear. That's
Is
like
it here?
crying, no. It's crying. Like crying emoji. Olu. It's not rope. It's a crying emoji. Okay, your current car. I see you in your car. Your
Yes,
current
I
car,
have
does it have a name?
my current car.
Does it have a name?
The Lexus.
Does it have? Did you name your car?
How now will I name a car?
So you didn't name your car. You're not a naming car person. Lucy, Daisy,
Mm-hmm.
Zagaban.
Jagaban for. I think the most interesting name of a car I've seen, or maybe a customized number plate, was the car of a particular pastor. So he uses I think a 2018 Mustang, right?
Hmm.
Then the number plate is I tie.
Oh, really? Yes, Debbie. Yes, some people do. A lot of people do. I know someone that has named this car. Like when you get a new car, you always name it with a female name. Actually,
Uh,
yeah, I know someone that does that.
Sorry, that's not coronavirus.
Let's see. By the way, okay, coffee or tea? Coffee
Coffee
or tea? Coffee. With milk, without milk.
without.
I should have asked you coffee, tea, or Coke.
Coke.
How many times a day?
I shot before coming for this.
You've not repented. I thought you changed.
No, no, I moved from Coke to Pepsi now.
Wow. Wow. What kind of repentance is that? Okay, are you a cat person or a dog person?
Dog.
Dog person. Okay. How many languages do you speak fluently?
English and Yoruba.
No pidgin. No tongues.
Okay, I dey talk pidgin with that. As I do speak.
No tongues. You don't speak tongues.
Oh, okay, that's the language actually.
And baby language. Boo 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 boo. Boo boo
So
boo.
so that's 4 languages already. Wow, I am multilingual.
You guys can let us know how many languages you guys speak also. Interesting to know. I want to know who has the highest number of languages as well. So last question.
Okay,
Popcorn or M&M?
I don't even know my name.
Okay, let's just say popcorn or chocolates.
Popcorn, I guess.
Popcorn. 5. Debbie, I like please list the 5. Oh, you have to write them out.
Should also
5.
write songs for you now.
I saw somebody write tongues one time and then it was so funny. Mr. Abike, 2 languages. Mr. Abike does not speak. Hi, Ruth. How you doing? Mr. Abike does not speak. Mr. Abike, you speak Yoruba and English, and you should speak your native tongue too, your native language. Okay, so it was nice to meet you. Welcome, Bolu. So for those that don't know you, please tell us, what do you do?
Okay, my name is Boluwatife David. I'm a management consultant and a high performance coach. What else you want to know about me? I was trained professionally as a lawyer, but I don't practice law. Um, I authored a book in 2015 titled Focus, the Ultimate Guide to Achieving More The name of my consulting firm is High Performance Consult. I convene a conference called the Focus Life Summit. What else is there to know? I'm married. I have 2 kids, a
Yes, that
boy
was
and a
that was
girl.
missing. That was missing. Like if you said everything and those two things, that last thing wasn't there, then you said nothing. You said
Yeah.
nothing.
So,
So I'm wondering what drives you? Like what's the biggest motivation? What drives you?
uh, I think there are 2 things that drives me. Of course, apart from the fact that I like to say that I'm synonymous to extra miling and high performance, and focus. I love it to see that people are focused and not just generic focus, but laser focused. I'm one of those people that believe that multiple stream of income doesn't mean multiple businesses. I'm one of those people that believe that you can only reap the true dividend of anything you are doing when you are 100% focused on it. Now, and that is because I've come to realize that a lot of people, that have a lot of fields that they have not tilled, a lot of fields that they have tilled but they have not plowed, a lot of
Mm.
fields that they have not
You are
planted.
going very deep.
You
Please take it slowly. Let's start. A
know,
lot of people. We
a
have to
lot
be
of
slow here.
people that have
Mm-hmm.
fields that they have not
Mm-hmm.
tilled,
Field,
a lot of
okay.
that they have tilled but they have not plowed,
Mm-hmm.
lots that they have plowed that they have not planted,
Mm-hmm.
lots that they have planted but they have not pruned,
Hmm.
lots that they have pruned but they have not harvested, a lot
Hmm.
that they have harvested but they have not processed,
Hmm.
that they have processed but they have not taken to the market to go and sell. So
Hmm.
at the end of the day, this kind of people, they see themselves doing a lot, but they have little results to show for it. So
Hmm.
they are easily overwhelmed, they are easily, stretched thin, they are easily exhausted because they have deployed their energy in multiple places. And for me, I believe that the agenda of God is for us to be able to advance a purpose for time. And
Hmm.
at the entirety of your life, you discover that whatever you are doing must all be synonymous or must all be geared towards a singular agenda. Because even if we look at God, right now, God displayed or did a number of things from one dispensation to another dispensation, from one dispensation to another dispensation, but just for one purpose, to reconcile man back to himself. So
Hmm.
every human being, I believe that we all have been given just one purpose that may be expressed in different assignments per time. But when we look at all of the places where we are functioning, we must be able to tell that this is the singular purpose for which you were created. So for me,
Hmm.
that's laser focus, that drives me. And then another thing that drives me is seeing people being at peace. There are a lot of
Hmm.
people that have a lot of rancor within themselves, rancor within relationships, rancor here and there. It's a major problem for me when I see that there is no peace. So those are the 2 things that, for me, you must always be at peace with all men and of course with yourself. And then you must have a laser focus. That when we look at, like what I always say to people is that when I look at your daily activity, I must be able to tell expressly what your goals are. If I look at your daily activities and I tell you what your goals are, you are telling me that no, Bolu, you didn't get it. Then there's a problem with your daily activities. That means if you continue with those lineup of activities, you will never get to the point where you'll be able to achieve the goals that you have set out for yourself. So I'm all about high performance. I'm all about staying focused. I'm all about going for that singular purpose that God has created you for and ensuring that you deliver on it. Because at the end of the day, the coming of Jesus Christ is to some extent hinged on all of us fulfilling our purpose.
Well said. Thank you so much for that. That was so much. That was. If you have any questions, please remember to put them in the comments box so we can take them. I like there was something you said about purpose and assignments,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And can you differentiate between the two? Because sometimes we can get it all wrapped up or mixed up. What purpose is or what assignment is? Can you help us understand the difference between purpose and assignment?
For me, I believe that an assignment is a subset of the purpose. So, remember I said at some point I authored a book. That is not because I am an author. It's just because I'm using a medium to express something. So the fact that, so in the moment where I felt the need to write a book, and and it was an assignment in that moment, all leading to the achievement of the singular purpose. At some other point, it was, Bolu, you need to organize a conference. At the time I wanted to organize that conference, I knew specifically that there was about 80 to 100 people that God wanted to deliver specific messages to, and the mechanics through which they are going to get it is through that conference. So, but of course, so organizing the conference in itself is an assignment. The accumulation of me fulfilling different assignments for time is a journey towards the fulfillment of the purpose in itself. So for me, I believe strongly that assignments are seasonal, purpose is eternal. That's my own. The assignments
So
are seasonal, but purpose is eternal.
okay, that's really great. So the thing is now, okay, let's say now I'm in a phase of my life where I don't even know if I'm on assignment or if I'm doing purpose. All I know is that
Yeah,
shall go, I don't even know what's happening. Like, as in, my mind is just not even. I'm just concerned about feeding my family in this season. My family should eat at least. Basically, that's my concern. What what kind of awareness do I have to imbibe, or what kind of awareness do I have to come to know the difference, or to know if it's actually an important thing to decipher, or should I just forget about figuring it out and just keep going on my own, thinking
Okay,
there's
so
a
let me
different
let
thing?
me I get a question properly. So I have come to realize, right, and I think I must have said that to you before, Ibuko, that there are three major reasons, or there are three major reasons why people, three ways in which people live. And I'm going to walk us through the three. The first one is what I call survival, right? Survival is
Mm-hmm.
me just being able to put food on my table, me just being able to, afford to send my kids to school, me just being able to afford to put a roof upon my family's head. And all of the things that I'm doing, I'm scaling it down into an understanding of survival. And if we work with Abraham Maslow's law of need, theory of need rather, you notice that those are the basic existential needs. They are just existence. It's just so you can live. That's why you are living for survival. For this kind of people, they don't have an elongated vision of the future. They can only see the end of the month. And that is why you notice that the people that are mostly affected by this pandemic that is even ongoing are people that before now they've been living their life for survival. They don't have
Hmm.
savings, they don't have any system in place, that gives them security. So all that they have been doing is day-to-day survival. Now that everybody is locked down in their houses, there is no more survival. So, and that is why for me, there is no better time to talk about purpose other than now. Because now is showing us that we cannot afford to live our lives on survival. And there are a lot of people that are living that way. Now, the second reason why people live or why they do what they do is because of success. Now, this kind of people, they want to live the best kind of life, right? They are no longer trying to survive, but they want to be able to say, oh, I want to go to Italy tomorrow, and they can go. I want to be in America for next week, and they can go. This kind of people, they want that flexibility of life. They want to be able to say that, oh, I want to buy an Aston Martin tomorrow and they can walk up to the dealership and buy it. They want to be able to live that kind of life. They want to be able to afford the best things of life. Success, right? That's what drives them. So this kind of people, they put system in place. They do investment, they do savings, they do a lot of things so that they can, turn in their finances and grow their businesses. They do a lot of personal development, they do a lot of business development because they want to be able to live their life in a way that they can be guaranteed of success. Now, the third reason why people live their life is for significance. Now, this kind of people, they want to solve a particular human problem. This kind of people, they understand that the reason why they exist is to solve a problem, right? So they commit their time into discovering what exactly it is that they want to solve. The moment they discover what they want to solve, they then commit their time to solving it in the best way possible. Now, this is what I say to people. If you live your life for survivor and you are thinking survivor, how am I going to survive? Then you would always be on a survivor mode. You always survive. Now, if you think of success, you will be successful and you will survive. If you think of significance, you will survive, you will be successful, and then you become significant. I say to people, seek ye first significance, and every other thing will be added unto you. The challenge is that majority of us, we are so consumed, and that is what the Bible was saying when it said that seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Added unto you. What he's saying is seek ye the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is not us going to heaven. It is thy will be done on earth as in heaven. So the kingdom itself is what is my purpose, which I'm sure some of us must have read this book that talks about the 7 kingdoms of God, the 7 major areas of influence. That is what the Bible was saying, that seek ye first the kingdom of God. How am I supposed to bring the kingdom of God into existence here on earth? When I do that, automatically bread will come, automatically shelter will come, automatically success would come, because it is in that kingdom that every other thing is guaranteed. So for me, that is so for people that are surviving today, for people that are in success mode today, for me, I think everybody should begin to think about significance, and the moment you think that way, automatically survival will be taken care of, and then all of would actually be taken care of. So that's my own ideology. That's the way I look at life, and that's what drives me, in whatever it is that I do.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I hope we're all getting 1 or 2 points from this. Please, if you have any questions, you can put it in the comment box so we can take them. But I wanted to highlight something that you mentioned about problems. So the way to actually go is to find a problem to solve. I'm tying it to the 3 points you gave about survival, success, and significance. So it's like saying that if you actually find a problem to solve and you're not focused on survival, you actually find significance. And this is actually you living in line of God's kingdom, the kingdom of God. Yeah.
The truth of the people that solves the greatest life problems are the people that are rewarded the most. If you look at it, the people, the richest people in this world, is because they are committed to solving a particular problem. They are not thinking about themselves. And in solving those problems, they have plenty money.
I want to use someone as an example.
Okay, please.
So and this is my question. What I'm trying to drive at.
Okay.
If I'm thinking of it in light of the kingdom of God and purpose. If I am actually solving a problem, but I am not necessarily solving a problem I'm designed to solve. But I'm getting paid for it, and probably people know me, and people are telling me thank you and stuff. Am I living a life of purpose, or what? How do I know that okay, this really is my own path or my own purposeful path, basically.
Okay. So the question is it possible for me to be living another person's purpose?
Yes, thank you.
It's very possible. And so the truth of the matter, one of the things I've come to realize is that, especially when it comes to this purpose thing, they say that you should find purpose, find purpose, find purpose, find purpose, as if purpose is lost. Purpose is not lost. Your purpose has always been with you. Because you are a spirit man, and your spirit knows the exact reason why it was taken out of God and given expression in your body. The challenge is that you have been so consumed about information you're getting from external, right? And then you are oblivious of what your spirit is telling you. Now, it is possible for me to be solving a particular human problem, but it will not give the satisfaction that a true life of purpose brings. I will still know essentially that there is something missing. And that is the spirit, your spirit man that knows who you are, essentially. The Bible says that who is it that knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of a man. And who is it that knoweth the things of God, save the spirit of God. For the spirit searcheth out. So I believe that your spirit knows essentially what it was meant to do. That when God took that part of himself out and say, I'm putting you in this body so that you can fulfill this particular thing. The spirit knows. The only thing is that as we grew up, we took information more from outside. So I can see somebody that is doing something really great, right? And I say, I like this person. I like the way he's solving this problem. And then I'm enticed to that person. Now, because I took that information from my external person, right, whose life I admire, then can lead me amiss, such that I will be helping that person solve his problem, but I've abandoned my own. At every junction, you would always feel that sense of void that will let you know that no, there is something missing here. Even though you are solving the problem of humanity, you are not solving the problem that you have been called to solve. And Ibukun, one interesting is that I believe strongly that there are people that God has even designed for this moment. Come and find a cure for COVID-19. But maybe before now, they've been distracted by one thing or the other. In fact, one of the reasons why I started preaching the gospel of, I call it gospel, the gospel of focus and high performance, is not because, I found myself in it. It was because at some point I was asking that, so what about all of these things, And it was impressed on my heart. God actually told me that, you know what, there are a lot of people that have sent into this world to do different things, but they've not been able to fulfill the mandate for which I sent them for, because they got distracted. They got carried away by what are we going to eat, what are we going to wear. They got distracted by things happening around them. They have, and it's okay. Church even preaches have multiple streams of income, and all of those nonsense. It's true. It's fine to have it, and all of those things. But again, it's good to have that balance, And God said to me that there are a lot of things that the generation of man is supposed to have experienced before now that would have brought about the fullness of my agenda and my coming, right? But because people that I gave different assignments failed to do what they are meant to do in the time they were meant to do it, my agenda was postponed. It will not be cancelled. I will keep shifting it. I'll keep shifting it. I'll keep shifting it. I'll keep shifting it until one person will align. The only thing that will happen is that the generation that is supposed to benefit from a particular thing will not benefit from it, because the person in that generation that I gave that assignment did not deliver on it. So until I find a generation where another person I will give will align, then that generation will enjoy that. Until that happens, the things that are meant to happen before I come, if they don't happen, I won't come. And that's not the truth. So it was on that note I started preaching the gospel of, guys, if you have not found out what your life is meant to be, yeah, it's okay for you to keep experimenting. But the moment you find out what exactly it is that your life is meant to be about, stop experimenting. Focus on it with all of your energy. Give it all. Give it all. It is normal for it not to tip at the beginning. It's a tipping point. When the cloud is full, rain will naturally fall. So if you have not loaded your cloud enough, there is no way it's going to rain on you. So that's my own ideology, and I believe that everything that has happened in everybody's life up until now has brought them to a point where they are now to have a better and richer understanding of whatever their purpose is. I don't believe that anything that we have gone through in life is a waste. I believe that all of those things are just orchestrating our path, and God doing permutation, trying to slow somebody down to make them catch up with another person, to make somebody move faster so that you can quickly go and meet up with somebody else that has messed up somewhere and all of those things. Sometimes I wonder how difficult God's work will be. Trying to permutate and move people, and say you slow down because somebody else got distracted. And it is all because God is trying to work in us, an orchestration of his divine purpose. And that is why we say that everything worketh together for those that believe and that are called according to his purpose, because you know that either it slows you down or it speeds you up. Everything is working together for his agenda. So that is the point. So until we all come to that, understand the fact that, the moment I find whatever it is that I know intrinsically that this is what I'm called to do, then I face it 100%, and let me quickly say this, Ibukun, before I go on. One of the frustration I have had with church, right, is church, because they want us to join workforce, telling us that it is only in church that we can have an expression of purpose. It is a lie from the pit of hell, and it is the devil using the administration of church to propagate his own agenda. Because a salt is no use to anybody in a salt container. And then pastor will come and say, see, that secular job you are doing is only so you can make money. It is when you join the workforce that you are serving God. It is a lie. It is a lie. Because the pastor is simply looking for people that will help him on his own purpose. The same way the people that are called into stabilizing economy should also go out there and look for people that will help their own purpose. And that is why, for me, they know me, my church. Whatever will clash with what I know that my purpose is essentially, I'm not going to do it. Because I know that what I'm doing in church is advancement of God's kingdom through the expression of another person's purpose and vision. In your banking space, you can be living a purposeful life. Because one of the things that God will use in advancing his kingdom is also economy. And it needs people that will sit in different places to advance those things. So really and truly for me, I don't know if I've answered your question, but I think the thing is just flowing out from a passionate angle for me.
I think you touched on
our viewers are getting value from this,
I really do. So, like I said, if you have a question, you can put it in the box, in the comment section. I think you touched on something. I wasn't going to go there because I just wanted to really basically, I wanted to basically get your. But let's go there since you went there, really. And I think it's one of the realizations that I personally am coming to, because I love God, and if you know anything about me, is that I love God. But I'm also learning also that in my love for God, I serve God by serving him with my gifts in the area of which he has called me to. And what he has called us to is to be light of the world. So
Yeah.
the essence of it, like spotlight, really is to show someone that's actually shining their light into the world. One of the things that became really clear to me when I was thinking about when God has called us to be light is light actually doesn't shine on itself. Light shows something. It's like this light that I have on now is being shown on me. So when I
Exactly.
am light, I am pointing towards something. So when God says that, so let your light so shine, so that men may see your good works, so that they may glorify the Father which is in heaven. It
Mm-hmm.
is that when I am shining my own light, men see that, and by seeing that, they can know, those that are unbelievers or those that are doubting there's a God
Exactly.
or whatever, will come to know
To
Jesus
know
through you
Jesus.
shining your light, not necessarily through you actually preaching to them. And that
Exactly.
is just like a kind of revelation that has just been about me. And I'm like, the importance of shining your light is, and because the devil tries to deceive us about these things, and it makes us sometimes play church. So after all, if I'm in church, I'm doing this and I'm doing that,
I'm
then I
good.
am living in purpose. No, you are in church. There's too much light in the church. You are not in the world. There's too
The
much
church
light
is
in
just already littered.
the church is lit. Like, go and shine your light somewhere where it is near. And I think it's a lot of times is we Christians thinking that it's safer to be a Christian within the context of the church than actually being a Christian where you need to be a Christian, which is in the world, where God has called us to be and what He has called us to do. So I was not thinking of the fact that, okay, look at the way the sun is and how the rays are in the sun. The truth about it is that if only one ray was coming from the sun and shining to the earth, we would not get any light at all.
I'm telling
We
you.
would not get any. The beauty of the sun is that every ray is shining from it to the earth. And
Yeah.
God has called everyone to be light. So that when everyone's light is being shone, it brings glory to the Father.
God. Yeah.
And I think it's coming to realization of that we have an assignment and we have a goal. And people can get caught up in the church. And so this is one thing that God has been dealing with me about quite candidly, about knowing I love church. I love doing that, but I was hiding personally. I was hiding in church, thinking that,
Mm-hmm.
after all, I'm serving God, I'm doing. But I knew that I wasn't really doing as much as
Doing
God has.
that.
Exactly, because God has given you an assignment and a purpose, and He has given people to basically shine your light too. So if my thing is, how do you help somebody that thinks that, okay, it's just okay to be in church and be serving in church, we're okay, we're fine, we're praising God, we're good, we're all that. After all, that is being light. Is that light enough?
So for me, I think everybody should first of all come to an understanding of the fact that my light is not meant for church, except for those that know that they have been called to ministry. For those that have been called to ministry, then their job is to help us that have not been called to ministry, to help us to take care of our own spiritual needs, so that we are better empowered and shine our lights. The people that have been called to the ministry are like our fuel. Their own job is to fuel us so that our light can shine more
Keep
out.
shining.
Not like we shine on ourselves. So
You shine your own, I shine my own, we shine on each other.
you understand? So for me, I think it starts from an understanding and acceptance of the fact that, oh, my assignment is out of church. So
Mm.
my assignment. Now, like I said earlier, I believe that everything that we have all gone through in life, right, as are working together to bring us to where we are now, so that we can better acknowledge whatever exactly our assignment is. So maybe I'll talk about my journey a bit.
Please
So when I
do.
was in university, right, I did a lot of things to support myself. For people that know, I did delivery business for a while. Uh, uh, I did delivery business for a while.
I used to
I
sell something.
Yeah, I sold cars and vans. Uh, I did. I had a business center at some point, typing, doing photocopies, and all of those things. You know, all to be able to support myself in school, right? And at that time, I was purely thinking about survival. And I got to a point where I was thinking about success. That hey, I must also make this thing work so well that I will never be broke again in school and even after school, right? And then my part four. Uh, so yeah, somebody's asking, is the first thing we should keep experimenting with stuff until we know what we have been
Oh,
called
sorry,
to
I
do.
wasn't in the comments.
Is
Okay,
that what
sorry.
you mean? That's what I mean. Keep experimenting until you find that thing that will pull you. But the moment you find it, acknowledge it and face it squarely. And this my story would.
Sorry, please. I
And
want to buttress before you go
yeah,
in. There's a passage in the Bible that talks about that the kingdom of God is like a man that finds a whatever and then
and when he finds it,
finds it. He
yeah,
sells everything.
every other thing to focus on. Exactly, exactly,
Yes. So
exactly.
that's
So
what it is actually.
so so yes, while I was like I said, I was doing all of these things, right? And I was in fellowship, I was leading a group of people, and I was finding joy in my life because hey, the quality of life I was living was okay. And people looked at me and felt like Bolu, you are good, or you are a very big boy, all of those kind of things and all of that. Then in my part four, an older friend of mine came to me and said, Bolu, let's start a business together, a management consulting firm. At that time, I've never heard of anything called a management consulting firm before. Right. And then I said, what it is? He explained it to me. Oh, okay, let's do it. Now, and we started. It was graduating. I was in part four. I was studying law, so I was still going to part five. So it was graduating and we started. In the first year of running that business, we made about 12 million naira. And
Wow.
then I left school, I had an extra year. Instead of doing it, I went to Abeokuta. I rented an apartment. He built a house for himself. We rented an office space, and all of those things. And I was doing all of those things, consulting, making money. And then after a while, the business started nosediving. And in that moment, I remember that I was supposed to go back to my law school. I went to law school, I finished law school. I thought to myself, so when I was in law school, I now asked myself, okay, God, you have exposed me to the world of management consulting, right? Now I am about to be a lawyer. Now, let me say this quickly. Another thing that people try to use to know what their purpose is their giftings. But that thing can be tricky in the sense that, take for instance, my own gifting is ability to talk, right? But it's that same skill that a lawyer needs. It's that same skill that a trainer needs. It's that same skill that a comedian needs. It's that same skill that a pastor needs. It's that same skill that who else? So there are a lot of expression of a gift. I will be too short-sighted to just want to take one of the expression of my gift and call it my purpose. So at that time, I had experienced training, I've experienced management consultancy using the same skill. And now I'm also going to be called to the bar, and I graduated with a very good grade. But I sat down to say, okay, God, which one would you really have me do? And in that moment of quietness, I knew that I was supposed to tell the path of management consultancy. I didn't know why, but I followed it.
Sorry. So I want us to take this slowly. So you said you
Okay.
went back and you asked God, right? You
Yes.
asked God,
Yes.
which way should I go? And you knew.
Exactly.
How did you know? Like, what made you know? Did something shake in your heart? Did you jump? Did you listen to the word? Like, how did you know? Really? Like,
Like I said, purpose is not lost. It's just that a lot of other things that called your attention. There is nobody that knows your purpose other than you. So it's not like I didn't know. I'm not just conscious of the knowing.
Oh. Hmm.
So in the process of, so by the experiences I've gone through, I have been exposed to different things that has fanned it to flame. Because it
Hmm.
has been fanned to flame, it's
Hmm.
easy for me to identify.
Hmm.
So that when I asked, my spirit led me
Hmm.
that it is suited for. And I
Hmm.
knew instinctively that that is it. So when we ask and we find that, that discord within ourselves, it's simply because what you know in your head is not yet in alignment with your heart.
Hmm.
The moment there's an alignment with between what is in your head, what you know consciously, and what you know unconsciously, that is when we say we have peace of mind.
Hmm.
So for me, the indicator was that when I thought about it, now this is why I say, don't think about it in a I must find answer, I must find answer, I must find answer, I must find answer. No, you just need to come to a point of, okay, we are looking for answers, and intuitively that this is what it is. Now you remember, like I said, at the time I didn't even know why, but I knew that that was what it was, so I just followed it.
I want to ask you a
Now,
question before you go on. Did you
okay, please.
like it? Did you necessarily like it when it was clear to you? Okay, just go this way. Did you like the idea of going down that path? Did it seem appealing to you?
The truth of the matter is that by the time you find your purpose, it will be super appealing to you.
Is it every time it is? Do you think every time it is? Because I'm
You
of
say
the
what?
opinion that sometimes I'm of the opinion that you may
No,
not
no, no, no,
necessarily
no.
like
So
it.
this is the part that might not be appealing, right? Hello?
Yes, I'm here with you.
The part that will not be appealing will be the pathway. Not the end in itself.
But did you see the end, or you just?
So majority of the time, so this is my own, and I think maybe because I've also trained myself in a particular way where I am super flexible internally. Because I also know that, one of the best ways to live in this life is to be like water, where you are not rigid or regimented.
Mm-hmm.
I can be as flexible as I can be rigid. I can be so fixated on a thing, I can also change it like the speed of light. And the reason is because I know that I am not here for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing is, have I gotten a conviction that this is the right thing to do? The moment I feel like this is the right thing to do, I don't think about it emotionally. I don't think about it in pain or gain. And the reason is because I've come to a point of understanding of the fact that no matter how beautiful a route is today, it get its own pain. And no matter how painful a route can be today, it also get its own gain. So I have wired myself to always ask the question, what is the gain? So I am quick to seek gain above pain. That's the way I have wired myself. And it's not even on the subject of purpose alone. In how I live my daily life, I have trained myself to quickly spot gain above pain, because I know that pain is inevitable anyways.
Hmm.
And I know that the moment I focus more on pain, right? The more I focus on pain, the less motivated I am to pursue whatever it is that I've chosen to pursue. The more I am focused on gain, the more driven I am to go through whatever it is that I am going to have to go through. And the Bible is a very good documentation of everybody that went through pain to get to gain. So for me, I think a gain is already constant at the end. The pain is also constant on the way.
In the process.
So the question is, what is your own choice? Do you want to focus your attention on the pain, or you want to focus your attention on the gain? Let me give you, so take for instance, right now we are doing this thing. I have people waiting to see me inside my house. It's a pain that I'm leaving them. But the truth of the matter is, if I focus my attention on the fact that there are people waiting for me, I won't engage here. So every time, it's always a game of sacrifice to achieve a particular goal, a game of sacrifice to achieve a... See, even if you are living for survival, you are still going through pain and gain.
So why don't you just live purposefully?
Exactly. So that is my own. So it was at the end of the day, take for instance, there was a major point where when I finished my service and a judge walked up to me and said, Bolu, I had the opportunity of working on a tribunal with that judge at that time. And by the time we finished the tribunal, he came to me and said, Bolu, I have a law firm that is fully furnished. I have 5 case files waiting.
You.
I will give you access to judges in Lagos. I will open you to Lagos judiciary system. All I want you to do is come and resume.
Wow.
See, there is nothing more enticing for a young lawyer. Knowing that you have the backing of a judge, and he's not a young judge. He's one of the most senior judges of Lagos State. He's retired now. It was tempting, but I went back to say, sir, thank you so much for the offer.
Please, how did you resist? How did you resist that to just go on what you actually did believe? Okay, how did you resist that? Because it's not easy. Because that looks successful in itself. The
truth of the matter, I didn't think so much of it. You know why? Because what I am meant to do was already clear to me. And I understand the principle of pain and gain. So I knew that if I take it, I will succeed at it. That's the truth. Because really and truly, there's nothing I've touched in this life that I've not succeeded at it. I'm going to succeed at it. But the only thing is that after a while, I will come back to the phone. Why waste my time? The time I'm going to spend in building that and succeeding at it, let me also use that time in building the assignment and then succeed at it.
Wow, we said a lot. We have a few minutes left. I'm hoping if anybody else has a question, we can take it within this time. But if not, let's. I want to be able to recap some things for everyone that has joined. So we talked about and I really wanted to ask you about this tilling and plowing and planting and and stuff, because like that entire process is, it's amazing how a lot of things that happen in the Bible are synonymous with things that we're also supposed to be doing. They're just symbolic in a real sense, as in think of growing and planting and the wisdom.
That there is nobody that laid his hands on the plow. That is worthy of the kingdom. Lay your hands on the plow is that
this kingdom matter. Like this, I'm telling you that this I've been and I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but this kingdom things, I do think that it's part of the thing for purpose and assignment, because like you mentioned about the seven places, and that's why for me this is the 7 mountains, and that's for me seven mountains. And that's why for me in this season you need to find the mountain that you are supposed to be on, because the people that are on the mountain that will come out on the other side of this.
So like if you're on your mountain, there is no way situations like this will drown you. See, I was listening to a message like 3 days ago. It was the same.
We have to finish in 2 minutes.
It was the same flood, right? It was the same flood that was drowning people, that was lifting Noah's ship up.
Mm-hmm.
The same flood
Mm-hmm.
that killing, it was that same
Mm-hmm.
flood that preserved. What
Mm-hmm.
does that in the time of crisis? The same crisis that is killing is the same crisis that will preserve. The
Mm-hmm.
question is, are you in a place where the crisis will
Mm.
preserve, or
Mm.
are you in a place where the crisis will destroy?
Mm.
Many people that eat the call of Noah and entered into the ark, they were preserved with him in the flood.
Mm. Mm.
So, this same pandemic that is going on, while people are losing their jobs, people are getting
Mm.
jobs. The
Mm.
same
Mm.
crisis that is killing people is preserving, just like we had
Mm.
in the days of Noah. So,
Mm.
it is never a question of the crisis. It is
Mm.
always a question of how positioned are you.
Your positioning, yes.
Are
Very
you
true.
in the ark, or are you outside of the ark? That's the question.
Very true. Very
And the
true.
ark is simply your purpose, where God has planted you to
Yeah.
be.
Do you know the funny thing is, and I just thought of this, is that when the ark landed, it landed on a mountain.
Do you understand?
Like it landed when it stopped on a mountain. And that's, I think, in itself is symbolic. We have to go now before this thing goes off. As in, it's been amazing having you on.
When
As
you
in, we
talk
couldn't
of
even get into the meat of the matter, but like I
I
do hope people did get value for
hope you are going to
this.
share it. You are going to save it and share it for
Yes, I
people
want to
to.
stop it so that it can be saved. So
Okay,
that we
please.
don't nobody misses out on it. If you still
Okay.
have questions when you watch this, you can send us a DM and I'll have Bolu. Bolu, will you come back again?
No problem. No problem. Always at your service.
Oh, hey, we do another one. So, guys, have a lovely day. Thank you, Bolu. Thank you so much. All the best. Bye,
Thank you
people.
so much for having me. Cheers to everybody, and I wish us all the best.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you for coming.